Hola familia, this week I'm going to show you how to build an adjustable table. This table is very useful for sanding when you use your sanding disc, or to use a rotor. A rotor if you want to add some embellishment to your pieces. So now is the center. The important part is that it's 90 degrees, and now if we want to use our rotor, we just unscrew it, get our rotor the height we need, and when we just lock it in place, and when we can easily repeat the same cut several times using the indexing of the lathe. So I'm going to show you how I built this adjustable table. Well, we are going to begin to establish the width of our pieces. In this case, I'm working with a 2 by 4 feet piece of plywood, so I'm going to cut a little bit under 12 inches. I never do planes, so I mean the measurements are not critical as far as you keep without move your fence. Now I'm going to make another cut, so it's gonna have my base for one side and the base for the other, so it's a little bit under 12 inches on each side. And without now I'm going to make the sides, and the sides are gonna be about 8 inches tall. I mean, if you begin by making that 2 cuts, it's gonna work everything. You don't have to be afraid of that. I wish I can do the planes, but it's a hard job, and I never use it, so I work without. Sometimes changing things on the fly. So now I have the 4 sides, and here's the trick. Now you have to, the back sides are gonna be, one is gonna be 2 times the thickness of the plywood less, and the other is gonna be 2 times the thickness of the plywood more. And this is because we are going to, the joints are gonna be one on top of the base and another on the sides of the base. And here I'm establishing, this is gonna be the back of the lower box, and I'm establishing the dust collection hole. Okay, a little bit in a lower position. To be this configuration of box is gonna work perfect. Here you see the dry assembly of one side, now the other. That's it. It's that easy. So as I said, this configuration of boxes helps a lot. If you have a dust collection, it works very well when you are sanding. Okay, now we go to the router table, and I'm going to go to the half of the thickness and about 2 inches from the sides. So this is crucial. This is important. All 4 sides have to have the same grooves, because if not, it's not going to slide one against the other. So this is crucial. If you don't have a router table, you can do it by hand with the router and the jig that comes with it to router the sides, but have to be very accurate. So you have to be careful in this step. Now you can see we are going to mount. If you don't have a router table and or a fence, you can do it easily with just 2 pieces of boards. We are going to mark on the side where to begin and where to finish, and this is going to help us to make a groove where the adjustable knobs are going to slide. So stop there. Now we go for the other. And don't try to do the whole thickness of the plywood in one pass. You can do it, but you are, it's a risk to break, because it's a 1/4 inch bit, so it can be break if you apply too much pressure. So Now it's a matter of a little bit of sanding to clean everything. And we are going to use again this Home Depot sticks. It is going to work perfect. So I'm going to glue up both of them in the inside part. It doesn't matter inside or outside, but if you do in the outside box, it's going to be a little bit more complicated because you will have to make cuts and everything. So it's easier in the lower box. Okay, and then a few clamps and wait for the glue to set up. Okay, once it's done, you have to clean the excess of glue, but the theory is always working. In the practice, it's not that easy, so I will have to sand a little bit because if not, they will not slide. The size is perfect, the position is perfect, but it's too tight. So now I tray everything first with a block and a little bit of sandpaper, and then a little bit of also the hand planes. You can see that. And then I apply a little bit of wax to help a little bit more, and it seems that it works perfect. So next step is mount the box. Okay, it's nothing special in here. I'm using glue and nails, but also I'm going to use clamps. The nails are gonna help to have everything, to hold everything in place. And in the upper box, I'm gonna use a little bit of edge bending, or whatever it calls, that I have around, because if not, it's gonna be too tight. And I'm not applying here, as always. This is the story of my life, so then I will have to unmount it. But that small bending, or you can use shims or whatever, to add a little bit, which is going to be very important, because if not, even if you sand, it's not going to work. It's going to be too tight. If you do a good job, which means that everything is cut in exact dimensions. So now there you have that edge bending is possibly less than 1/32, but with both sides it's gonna be thick enough. So remount, and you have to mount with this is the upper box with the channels facing in the lower box, the channels with the grooves with the rails we made have to be facing out. This way will fit. Okay. Here we go. And this is crucial. You have to be really, really exact to the edges, because if not, the channels are not gonna match. So, and then the back. There we go. There we go. It's not really difficult. It's just, was not difficult, I promise, and it works. It works good. So okay, so now the next step is gonna be a channel to fit in between the bed of our lathe, in the groove in the middle. So we get the size, and we go to the table saw again, and here we go. It have to slide in the middle and not too tight, so there we go, perfect. Now we are going to mount it in the center of the lower box. To do that, we are going to use, this is crucial, have to be 90 degrees perfect, because if not, it's not gonna allow us to be close of the piece that we are using in the turning or to the sanding disc. So use a square, and this is an important step. Okay. Now double check. That's it. Now we're going to work on the knobs. Never, I mean, this is the lower part of the box. This is the knobs. Never do this that I'm doing. Don't hold it on by hand. You need a pliers or a vise, and if not, it's gonna happen this. Here we go. And a scratch in my finger, which could be worst. So don't do that, please. Use a vise or a clamp or pliers, anything to hold that. Okay. So this allow us to get another piece of wood down the bed and fix it. And both sides fits perfectly, and the rails are gonna keep our upper part 90 degrees to the sanding disc or to the wood turning piece we are working with. So now it's just a matter of install the knobs, and our adjustable table is going to be ready. This I'm mounting it on reverse just to put the knob. Okay, it's not the way that it have to work. Okay, here we go. Now we can fix it, and that's it. Adjust it. Here we go, and here we have. There you have a box. I have to work a little bit on the dust collection hole, but this is gonna be. I'm gonna let it for another moment. Well, I hope you like this project. Any doubts or comments, just leave it down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want and can help the channel, there you have a Patreon button. I'll see you on Friday on my other channel with the follow-up of this project and some more tips and tricks. See you then. Bye.